I mean, the Bills were first in points allowed last year, first in yards allowed, first in pass yards allowed, and third in takeaways. That's tough to beat. So if
Tough
all
to
things are equal on the offensive side, uh, and the Dolphins were middle of the pack in everything. And so even a little bit of improvement or even significant improvement brings them up to maybe, the top five in all those. It's hard to get where the Bills were at. It's probably going to be hard for the Bills to match that, though I expect them to come close. That was my point about the defense may be the disparity of the Bills actually winning this division and Dolphins taking a playoff or a wild card spot.
Yeah, and you mentioned that the Bills are first in everything, which is crazy. Points allowed, yards allowed, pass yards allowed. I mean, it's ridiculous what they're able to do. And I remember us talking last year about how there was like when the Bills lost to the Jaguars, we started talking about like this team is going to be in trouble because they can't stop the run. But when they get Matt Milano back, they'll be good. So it's like as long as they have their key pieces on defense, you can trust them game to game. And then not only did they not get worse in the offseason, they got better. Somehow the defense first in everything got better by bringing in Von Miller, which is going to obviously help in the pass rush because he has like 8+ sacks in almost every season in his career. Like the numbers for Vaughn are crazy. So he's doing his thing. He's going to help in the run game. So it's like the one thing they needed to get better at, they got a little bit better at. So it's like this Bills defense, when you talk about the perfect football defense, you look at the Bills and look at what they have at the safety position, in their corners, and in their front seven. I mean, it's a master class of how to put a team together.
Yeah, I agree with you. Which I think those two things together with their offense and the stellar defense is again going to put them at the top of the division. As far as the second best defense in the division, would you say that's the Patriots or the Dolphins?
Absolutely the Dolphins.
Okay.
Yep, and I know the numbers from last year misleading. They were middle of the pack in just about everything, right? Or
The
in between
Patriots,
four.
the Patriots numbers were pretty good last year.
Right. Yeah, and I like to use the past as reference, but these are different teams, right? Different new year, new teams. So the results going to be different here. And what I think it is that the defense for the Dolphins, they have so many of these young guys like Javon Holland. I guess Xavier Howard, you can't really consider young anymore. He's kind of getting up there for an NFL player, but just inked a new deal. He's young enough, right? So you bring in a guy like Emmanuel Agba to help on the line. And then an older guy in Melvin Ingram to help with the pass rush. So I think the Dolphins have done what they needed to do to make that defense better. You already have great corners and really good safeties. So what do? You help the pass rush so that it helps your secondary, which will also help your run game. If you get better up front, you should help be able to stop the run. So I think in every category, we could see the Dolphins go from middle of the pack to a top 10. They were already ninth in takeaways. I could also see that number going up. So I have faith that the moves that the Dolphins did to make their defense better are going to pay off for them this year.
Okay. And do you think the Patriots, the Dolphins are just going to get better than the Patriots, or the Patriots are going to slip as well?
I think the Patriots get worse. And the reason for that is because they're a couple guys, big deal guys. You lose J.C. Jackson, one of the best corners, if not the best current corner in the NFL. He went to the Chargers. Jason McCourty, he retired, and that's a big deal. You lost another McCourty, I think, in the 2021 offseason. I believe is with the Lions now. So Kyle Van Noy also gone and signed elsewhere. Went back there for 1 year and left again. And so I think losing those guys, especially those veteran guys and some of the best guys on that defense, is going to have an impact. I know we're talking about Bill Belichick, one of the greatest coaches of our lifetime in NFL history. And, he's a defensive-minded guy and should be able to pull it together. I don't expect this defense to be awful. I would never expect a Bill Belichick defense to be awful. But I would expect this Patriots defense to be middle of the pack at best in just about every category.
Okay, fair enough. Anything you want to say about the Jets?
Really, the only thing here for the Jets is that like they had a great draft. We kind of already talked about it with the offensive side. They got some offensive pieces. They were able to get Sauce Gardner, who I'm a huge fan of. Like the fact that this dude doesn't allow any touchdowns in college is mind blowing to me. He's a man to man savant at corner. So I think they had a great draft. They have pieces to build around. 2022 not going to be the year, but again, if they can continue to draft well, they can bring in some veteran players in the 2023 offseason to help these young guys really start to develop. Then I think we can start talking about the Jets. But if we're talking about 2022 Jets defense, probably not going to be very good.